Welcome back to Wells Fargo Friday here on Valley Life, and we always love to show the amazing commitment that Wells Fargo employees have to great organizations around our community. So we're going to actually get into the nuts and bolts of what made Gil Lara jump on this program. How are you, Gil?
Doing real well. Happy to be here.
Good. Well, let's talk a little bit about your involvement. A lot of people, too, that have a good position that can help out immediately get thrown into board positions. You kind of started at a lower level in this and said, let me get my my shirt sleeves rolled up and my hands dirty on this to make things happen you've worked your way through the organization. Talk about your involvement a little bit.
You know, I've been very blessed and fortunate. My background is in banking. Started off on the Fresno CDFI side of the house by way of working on a loan committee. And by way of that interaction with the executive board, some of the executive staff with the EOC, we've been able to build a good bond and relationship, and have been very blessed to have the opportunity to join the executive board for the EOC, and now really get to do some really meaningful work. Not that the CDFI is not meaningful work, but this really affects a lot of individuals throughout Fresno County, and blessed to have the opportunity to be here.
Sure. Well, we take advantage, of just what we do day to day with banking. When banking can give back to the community, there are life skills that are involved in helping people to realize, all right, I can manage money, and that's a big part of being on your own and making things work. So you're able then to kind of coach people through some of this with your involvement.
Well, absolutely. I think the involvement on the executive board with the EOC is greater in that we basically get to make decisions to help steer the agency at a much larger level, and ultimately that affects the individuals that you'll see in this program.
Sure.
So.
On the commercial lending side, too, when you have a great program like EOC that gets involved with Wells Fargo, you're able then to allow those dollars to maybe be more powerful and work for projects like this that will help a lot more people than just one house, say a complex where a lot of people can be creating their own community where success will breed success.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, working together with the staff, they've identified projects and programs that we can get behind and really, fund and be a part of. So, it's great when you have a team of board members and staff that really think through a process and bring projects together.
Sure. Well, working hand in hand with those people, you can say that it's just a job for a lot of those folks. You take pride in saying, you know what, these people really care.
Oh, absolutely. I was at a board retreat, one of my first interactions with the directors from various levels throughout EOC, and I just was so taken back that from the bottom up, what the message that was transcended was that they care. And that's a huge, huge thing for an organization this size, over $100 million, to be able to hear that repeated. The reason why we're here is not necessarily because of pay or because of the opportunity. It's because we care and we want to affect the lives of the people that we serve.
Sure. And when you hear a term that something like $100 million is still just zeros. When those zeros are attached to a heart, all of a sudden more things, that money's way more powerful.
Absolutely. When you hear stories like Megan's here, it really makes what we do worthwhile. And I'm very honored to be a part of this group and do what I can to affect the lives that the agency touches.
Sure, and that's part of Wells Fargo's commitment is not just that you work here in the community, but you live here in the community. So getting involved gives you a greater impact and also a greater sense of this community.
Absolutely. On behalf of myself and a lot of my fellow colleagues that sit on a number of boards throughout various nonprofit organizations, we really take pride in giving back to the community. And we work for a great employer like Wells Fargo that allows us that opportunity to really get involved.
And Gil, you talk about Wells Fargo allowing you that opportunity. It's not that they say, "Hey, you've got to go do this." They encourage that, but you get to pick and choose where you want to make your impact felt.
Absolutely. We definitely align ourselves with our passions. And where we can make a difference. And like I said, very blessed and fortunate to be here with the EOC Executive Board.
Well, Gil, stay with me if you will. And we're going to speak with Megan here in a bit. And I'm also going to bring Brian back in to talk about the amazing impact that when EOC teams up with Wells Fargo, what it really does to our community. So don't go anywhere. More Wells Fargo Friday coming up right after this.